Hello everyone, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Alexa Minton. Thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, I'm in for Jim Caldwell here at the moment. I appreciate you guys still tuning in. We got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and dive in weather-wise. I mean, right now Mount Vernon looks absolutely beautiful, and it's going to stay beautiful for most of our day today. I think our forecast is going to kind of keep up with these blue skies. You can see them over downtown Lexington. Earlier this morning, we did have a few white puffy clouds in parts of our area, but most of the activity has calmed down, and instead what we're dealing with is some of that summertime heat. I mean, 91 already in Lexington. We're like a couple degrees from our peak for the day. We got an 86 in Georgetown, 88 in Mount Sterling. Only reason that Lexington has kind of reached that peak a little earlier is because we got that urban heat island effect going on. So definitely pretty toasty. I see we got someone watching from parts of Somerset and from parts of Corbin. You guys are getting close, right? We got around 88. You guys are probably around like 86 in Corbin. So still working our way up temperature wise. Everyone's going to be getting up towards the 90s eventually. And if you step outside right now, you might go, Alexa, feels even hotter. I know it's definitely very toasty outside. That's thanks to some pretty strong heat indexes across the board. Now, First Alert Radar Network isn't showing a lot of activity. You can see some lingering cloud cover. There was a lot of activity for our friends in Chicagoland area earlier this morning. Heavy rainstorms moved across them and across parts of Indianapolis. They looked like they were going to come into Kentucky, but lost steam entirely as they hit that Indiana-Kentucky border. Now they're over Ohio, and it's just kind of some pesky clouds and scattered rain chances, so it lost a lot of steam. But things we're focused on for us today, another day of those toasty temperatures. I don't know about you all. Let me know in the comments. I'm personally not a fan of this summertime heat. I like a good 60-degree day, but we're going to have a couple more days of temps in the 90s. Heat indexes making it feel even warmer. And then we're going to start to see some storms roll into parts of our region, switch us up. But those heat indexes for today, folks, I mean, by the time we're looking towards parts of those afternoon hours, this is 5 o'clock. It's going to feel like 100 in Frankfort, 100 in Lawrenceburg, 100 out in Prestonsburg. If you're not feeling the triple digits, you're going to be really close to feeling around that. And then on Tuesday, we're going to have much of the same. I mean, only the chance we're not going to reach these temperatures that we're seeing for our Tuesday is because some rain might kind of come in a little earlier and cool us down. But we're saying 99 in Lexington, 100 in Cynthiana, 103 in Covington for our Tuesday. So certainly a lot of activity. But Tuesday's the day where we start to see things switch up, like afternoon hours, parts of the evening. We have a few light rain chances. It could even come a little earlier in the day. There's a system that's going to be making its way parts like towards Indiana, and it's going to slowly make its way across the border. It won't affect us here in central Kentucky much. If you're in southern Kentucky, I'm talking Somerset, London area, might not see really any raindrops until parts of the afternoon, but central Kentucky, northern Kentucky has the chance of seeing a little bit of activity for parts of our day. Extended hour-by-hour forecast, folks. Once we get to Wednesday, that's when the real action is going to start to happen. I mean, widespread rain band starts to form and then just push across parts of the area. I mean, giving us some heavy localized rainfall, and you can kind of see it here. It's right behind all that activity. There's a whole lot of nothing. And the reason there's a whole lot of nothing is because there's a cold front. You can't see it on our map, but it's going to be pushing in cold air. And by cold air, I mean at least temps in the low 80s. So it's kind of cooling us down for our forecast. But again, folks, we'll wrap it up by saying for today, stay hydrated. It's another toasty one for the forecast today. You did have a few rain chances if you were north of I-64 this morning. We're kind of wrapping things up, so that sun is really going to help us start to sizzle. I know I'm not a fan of the heat, but don't worry. The rain is coming. It's going to help us out. We need a little bit of rain. It'll help us cool down. I'll be back again tomorrow in for Jim as well, but of course you can always catch me on WKYT News at noon. Thank you so much for joining me. If I didn't answer your question, or if you have a question about your location, drop it in the comments. I'll make sure I do my best to kind of circle back and get to you all. But for now, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, guys.